Tell me about this dungeon.
Oh wait, no. I'm just gonna add that in post. I'm done making it with my mouth every time.
I've been really, really impressed with that. Your dedication to your craft is inspiring, sir. Does it mean I don't have to do the ending theme?
Man, I don't know about that. Rags might sneak up behind you and be like,
Yeah.
I could never see actually Rags going,
I also can't see him sneaking up behind me. He's so short.
Well, that's why he can sneak up behind you.
Oh, that's true.
Anyway, so, you go through the glowing purple portal that was at the base of the final crypt at the end of last time. You and your players surge through into a long, horrifying hallway. Chains, cells, prison, echoing for miles ahead. Okay, maybe not miles, but a super long fucking hall. That's right. We're going to have a nice little gauntlet encounter in the prison. They're on the prison plane of Carceri, which is fucking great.
I've always seen Carceri in my head. I picture just asteroids, floating around. There's like little planetoids, little planetesimals, if you will. It's well lit, the sun's off in the distance, and on each of these, godforsaken rocks are, prisons built into the regolith.
Yep, and the occupant has come to this particular prison with particular designs in mind. But that's not your first problem. Your first problem is the wing of this particular prison that you're in. The doors behind you are sealed and locked, but that's just to the other wings of the prison. If you really want to try and get through them, well, good luck. Assume they are magically sealed, and I don't know, we'll call it a DC 50 to pick the locks of.
Oh, let's not tap dance around that, Oberon. You looked at locks recently?
Yeah.
What was the big one? What was the biggest lock on that list?
The biggest lock was, it's not a great, it's a superior lock. Average DC of 40 naturally.
Yeah.
But then there's a level 2 spell of Arcane Lock, which ups the DC by 10.
Right. So very easily, that's at least a 50.
Yep. Not to mention circumstance bonuses you can give for precision crafting yourself.
And the fact that it's probably never been opened. Ever.
Yep. And in this plane, it's probably a little bit more resistant to opening.
Yeah. Yep. So the plane itself resists you opening locks.
So, dispel magics on it fail.
Really weird superpower.
Yep. You can't dispel, you can't knock, you can't open.
Yeah.
Any of these locks. Those spells have no effect here. This is the prison plane.
So, like, if your players really want to, camp here for a month in this vestibule and really want to dissect this thing and, cast careful dispels on the hundreds of effects and layers here cast by all sorts of prison wizards and witchy wardens and whatever, you know what? Let them. If they want to make that your game,
fuck that! Don't let them.
Let them. It's weeks. Make them fucking bored of it. Yeah, it'll take weeks.
But as soon as they start moving down the hallway, the warden's got something to say.
Oh, sure.
Because you're in the halls that are governed by Warden Ratchet, who maintains an iron fist wrapped around this wing of the dungeon. All of the cages, cells, and defenses are controlled remotely as Ratchet's disembodied voice barks orders and discipline throughout the halls via magic mouse spell. Think it's a PA system, but this guy is going to be haunting the fuck out of your players.
I think as an upside, it does sound like New Jersey Transit, so I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, it probably has the same smell, too. The cells and cages are filled with maddened sentient beings in all manner of disarray. Some gnashing at walls and bars, others curled up in heaps shivering or crying, and maybe one or two with a wicked scar on their head just staring blankly at the walls in their cells.
When you say mad, I heard Madden, so I'm picturing, one cell going boom a lot. Like
Go deep!
He's stuck there. Sorry, guy.
6 turkey legs.
They got me in here stamping out video games like they were license plates. Boom!
Boom, there's another one.
And another one.
And another one. Get creative when describing it. Grab races and monsters your party has never even encountered before. Some things they've never seen. They're prisoners from all across every plane. So, like a Yuan-Ti is not off the table if you like yourself some snake people. But how about something like an insane floof?
Oh, what?
They're the jellyfish-like things that are usually really good-natured and ridiculous. It's almost impossible to properly describe, but you can talk about those, or maybe an old Dragu. Get fancy. Most of these won't be coming out to play, so you can really tease your players with just monsters they've never imagined, or sentient beings that they never thought they'd be able to see. You can have old discarded gods in there, whatever you want. It's a playground.
I'm still trying to think of sentient benevolent jellyfish. I think I'm gonna be stuck on that one for a while.
Yeah, flimps are interesting. They're usually in the Underdark, I believe.
Gotta tell Ragdoll about them. She'd like the name and everything.
If they do want to try and break some of these dudes out, the cages are magically reinforced like the doors and not quite as strong. So they're a good lock instead of a great lock, so it's a DC 40. A good rogue at this point is level 15, so assume if they put all of the points they can into disable device, that's 15 plus 3 plus their dex modifier, which is probably 5, which brings it to 23, which means they open it at a 17 or higher.
Wow. Man, maths. I love it. Oh, man. Maths are so good.
So yeah, they do stand a chance of actually busting these out, but if you're not a rogue and you don't have tools... Oh yeah, if they don't have tools, it adds to the check by, I think 10 or 15 or something ridiculous.
I always assume my rogue has tools. I mean, it never comes up, right?
Yeah. The only time it might come up is if they, crit fail and you're like, no, fuck you, break your tools.
Yeah. If it's the 6th time in 4 sessions that he's whipped out those tools, all right, yeah, this one broke. Sorry, guy. It happens.
And it's like if they try 3 or 4 of the doors here, break the fuck out of his tools.
Oh, absolutely. These are pick eaters.
Yeah. If he fails by more than 10 points, feel free to break a tool. Yeah. As far as the huddle's length, it should take 8 to 10 rounds at a full run, so about 1,600 feet at this point. You can assume most people can reasonably get to 40-foot movement speed.
The monk is already there.
Yeah, the monk is already there. The babo's already there. The druid has been there for a while.
Druid turned into a mole and burrowed under the tunnel, and he's there at the end.
Yeah.
Should have been a druid.
But so 1,600 feet should take you to the end of the corridor. In this case, that means a lot of drawing straight lines, and it's literally straight parallel lines that are 4 squares wide and 2 squares high. Or not 2 squares, sorry, 2 stories high. So that's...
Oh, so there's the second floor is you're going to the mall, and the middle's cut out so you can see the floor below.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, you can even put ladders up to the second catwalk if you want, which would also be a 5-foot.
So, are there guards on these catwalks?
Nope.
Nope.
This is all automated.
Oh, okay.
That is to say that there might be guard things that can reach out and zap you.
If you really, really want to, put just bullshit level 1 zombies there in blue uniforms.
Bullshit level 1 zombies. If you need something for Warden Ratchet to really bust players' balls with, just floating blue mechanical orbs are perfectly fine.
Yeah, you get the bits from Tron. Those are great.
Yeah.
Let me out of here. No.
They can be illusion. They can be constructs. Pick whatever you like. Suffice to say, they're not going to be doing a lot. So once they get to the end of the hall, it's sealed off. The doors at the back are sealed off by a wall of force with 30 hardness and 320 hit points. It should be 4 squares wide and 2 stories high like the rest of the hallway. So it's just across that end wall, there's a wall of force. Players can probably see it, maybe not from 1,600 feet away, but once they get to, within 1,000 feet, the wizard can probably detect magic and go, whoa, because that's big and bright.
Yep.
Wall of Force is like a 7th level spell or something?
Oh yeah, it's a big beefy spell. Yeah, that's a big old 5th level spell.
Yep. You'll see a lot of that. If you characters haven't surmised by now, Ratchet is a wizard. Ooh. He's got a particular set of skills.
Ratchet?
Ratchet. He is spec'd into Force and Lightning. Those are the things he do. So I guess it's evocation with Lightning, but specifically, if something comes out of him, it's probably Force or Lightning.
Got a theme.
Yep. And he's really good with that theme. He knows how to do it. The ceiling itself is covered in cages. This is an old trope. We've seen it a few times. I don't think we've used it here yet, though, and I love it.
What trope we haven't used? Wow.
So there are monsters in these cages. At some point, you're going to be opening some of these cells. Maybe open one of the cages to drop something on them, instead of opening one of the cells on the side. Anyway, onto Ratchet himself.
You're saying we need ads for those?
No.
No?
No, we've got a table.
Oh.
Ratchet's going to be doing stuff. So, upon entering the hall, the warden demands that the players get back to their cells like good little prisoners, or he'll report this and they'll suffer a much worse fate in the deeper, darker sections of the dungeons. Any refusal or acts of aggressions will begin the combat round. And this is a gauntlet encounter. So, in combat, Ratchet is actually just the environment. He's all the cells around them, he's got everything remote controlled, so he takes the action at the bottom of the round. And I'm also going to give him a special freebie reaction every round. Assume he's holding his action to get an attack of opportunity, but it's not necessarily an attack. They're keyed off of specific. He's watching them and waiting for a thing, and he's going to react. Yep. This is
because he's a smart warden, and he knows how to keep his prisoners in line, even if he doesn't recognize them on sight.
This is actually a mechanic stolen from 5th edition. Not going to lie, there are just things called reactions. It's a type of action that everyone gets on not their round, and you get one. So it's an attack of opportunity by a different name.
Okay.
So he acts as the environment, and he controls the doors and all the cages and cells and all the mechanisms of the prism around you. Give Ratchet an initiative bonus of +10, and write Ratchet on the rotation. Okay, so don't. Future me, cut that last sentence. He's on the bottom. He does get the surprise round. So the surprise round.
So his initiative doesn't add to his die roll. His initiative equals 1.
Yes. His initiative is just 1. So on the surprise round, that is to say, as soon as players take an aggressive action or refuse, he's going to restrain them. He'll also repeat this action on any round that makes sense, until they've gotten close enough to the door that it's no longer helpful. So, like, once they're within 200 feet of the end of the hall, he'll stop using this one. The restrain action just, like, tries to wrap everyone in a 9 square area in barbed orichalcum chains. So it's a.
So he gets entangled as a 15-foot square.
Yeah, 15-foot square. The CMB roll at +23 to actually grapple them, because this isn't really a spell so much as functions of the prison. So he's just rolling to do it.
As a tangent, I recently saw someone make a model for this kind of effect out of hot glue.
Oh?
Yeah, he put black glue stick in, had his little mat on his parchment paper over his mat so he could see the grid,
Yep.
and made a 4x4 Edward's black tentacles.
Ah.
He just made squiggly lines and made them thick. It would look really good. And then to glue squiggles onto it, he dropped the hot glue into cold water so it solidified and glued those on. And it looks amazing. It's just hot glue. If you took like nice gray glue for this, you could say the chains are right there. Bam, drop it on your map. Nothing but hot glue.
Nice. So in general, they're barbed chains. They act a lot like barbed chains in the book, just they can't run. A character in the chains can't run or hustle, and any spells they cast, because it's orichalcum, are at -2 caster level. So their spell casting is inhibited, and removing the mechanicals. Oh, never mind. And while they're restrained, movement and such deal 1d6 damage.
Oh, every round they remain in the manacles, the barbs deal them a d6.
Yep. If players want to remove the manacles, it's an opposed grapple check, CN D29.
So the druid with like stone skin is okay.
Yeah.
Should have been a druid. Should have been a druid.
Druid with stone skin is fine. The barb with, at this point, damage reduction 8, only taking 1 hit point around.
Oh, yeah.
So, the other actions he can take on his turn is orders. The warden will give orders to the inmates depending on character's progression down the hall. At the end of a round where he's giving orders, there's sort of like klaxons blare and lights flash down the hall. So there's some kind of impact on the characters. I'd say make it like flare.
What's the lowest form? What's on the dazed table?
Oh no, it's not stunned. It's like hampered.
How about just -2 to hit?
Yeah, -2 to hit. That's fine. You can treat it. Give them a reflex save to close their eyes at the right time. Well, no, because they're still flashing for that round. So
yep,
it's just -2 to hit
for this round.
Yep, because he goes at the bottom of the round, so it'll be the next round that as something comes out. The round after one character moves past the 100-foot mark, he'll issue the first order, in which he releases one of the inmates from the table below. He'll say the following, unless they've catapulted far past the 100-foot mark.
Yeah, if he didn't get a chance to say it, he won't say it.
Yeah. Grody, you suck up! Get in there and stop them! If you do, I'll make sure you get a special reward!
Oh my.
So, yeah, he's got lines for each of the orders. The trick with the orders is you'll say the line of the furthest that characters have progressed.
So,
with all the names in it.
Okay, so you're saying if I play dwarf tossing,
yep,
and I throw my player 500 feet, I'll skip down to order 3.
Yep.
And say Grody, Doverton, and Illuin. I know we have our differences. I'm willing to put that all behind us if you can make them stop.
Yeah.
The 3 of you. And he releases 3 players, and 2 of them come from behind the dwarf that I just threw down the hallway like a shot put.
Yes. Exactly.
Remember, kids, don't play dwarf tossing.
You can pick whatever cages on the side or whatever. You can pick whatever prison structure you want for them to come through, whether it's one of the cells upstairs, one of the cells downstairs, or the cages on the ceiling. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, these guys don't exactly have nameplates on their doors.
Yeah, we've given them names, but especially if they say 3 names, you don't know which one's which.
Right. Especially when one of them's grody, you just have to describe these guys, and they have to decide which one's the grodiest.
I did give them names on the table. You do not have to give that information. It's much more fun if you don't. So yeah, you've heard Order 3, that's Illuin. Order 2 is Doverton. I know you're itching for some action. You have my permission to go all out, so long as you show them who's boss around here. So that happens at 250 feet. At 500 feet is Order 3. 750 feet is Order 4, which is still moving. Surely you're up to the task, Viddlespit. I don't need to remind you what happens if you fail. Order 5 is past 1,000 feet. Oh, good. Glad to see your haste. Korshin, send them packing just as fast. And then Order 6 is the last inmate is released. And he's kind of in a panic.
Uh-oh.
Survivors! You can take anything you want! Freedom, it's yours! Just save me!
Save the warden? The guy that kept me in here? Oh, wow.
If they go back
me
and
at it.
forth and really fuck with the warden hard, feel free to just say he opens all the cages.
Oh, yeah, that's an option. I've got all these switches back here. I'll open them all. Don't you think I won't?
This results in a prison riot, and seeing as the prisoners are just as interested as shanking each other, and you, and the warden, as anyone else, it doesn't really do much except make everyone else take a d6 of damage. Like, everyone on the board takes a d6 from prison riot.
Yeah. If you want to get into the nitty-gritty here and run, like, several tiny little combats in this big area consisting of 1 or 2 people, not all of which may or may not be your player characters. In fact, this would be a great time for that rogue to get that infighting he wanted,
Yeah.
Remember that? Session 1, he's like, I don't want to heal this guy. He gets backstabbed, you know, kind of.
That's my healing shivs.
These are my healing shit. Yeah.
But yeah.
Sounds like fun.
The warden is not above that. He's also not above dropping someone from the cages to their own death.
So, speaking of dwarf tossing, what happens if what happens if I try to skip it all? Like, I see what you're gonna have, I see what you're gonna do, I see a long hallway full of murder slits. What if I try to skip all the murder slits and just get right down the hallway?
I mean, there's a couple of options. The big one is the chains are gonna keep you from just trying to skip all of it.
Oh yeah.
But if you're trying to cheat your way down the hallway with like teleports and things like that, first thing, you cannot teleport outside the bounds of the hallway. That's just part of the plane.
Makes sense for a prison.
Yeah, you just can't.
I have a good solution for that.
Yeah?
I was thinking about that once. I was thinking about a plane jumper campaign. I'm like, well, what if I'm having them plane jump? What's really stopping them from skipping the whole dungeon and skipping to the treasure? So I came up with a boulder, a magic boulder. It's so dense. It's like a special dwarven boulder. It's got like, charms strewn around it, but it's really a magic boulder of the most dense earth, and it prohibits that kind of travel because of its magical gravity well.
It's like a planar anchor.
Yep.
So yeah, if they try and teleport, that kind of effect is at the very beginning of the hall.
Yep.
You try and blink forward, you're now at the beginning of the hall.
Kind of also why you can't open the lock.
Kind of also why you can't open the lock.
Yeah.
So the other thing is one of his reactions. If a player moved more than 80 feet forward, he's going to cast one of his own personal spells. He calls it Fist of Force.
Ooh. This guy read up on some Bigby, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He really liked Bigby. Sadly, the corporate lawyers wouldn't let him use Bigby.
Aww.
So he's got a Fist of Force. It is treat it like an improved awesome strike with a plus 21 CMB. What that means is that it'll deal 2d6 plus 14 damage and knock them back 20 feet. And it's literally just a large ass fist flying through the hall.
And we know we wrote large there as a descriptor, but it's as big as you need it to be.
Yeah. If it needs to hit 2 people, if it needs to be wide enough to smash 2, wide enough to smash 2.
Yeah, if your druid is now huge size, it's just as big as the hallway. It's as big as it needs to be.
Yeah. Yep, it's one of his special force projections that is so carefully constructed.
Because I want you to go through these encounters one at a time, damn it.
And if you're really moving too fast, he's just going to discipline you, which is his other end of round action. Ratchet casts Chain Lightning down the hall. Chain Lightning is a level 5 wizard spell. It does 15d6 damage, reflex 21 for half. He has 5 of those in the chamber.
Ooh.
Just because of his level.
What's his level?
He's a level 15 wizard.
Okay, alright. So all of his 5th level spells are chain lightning.
Yes.
This guy comes ready to work every day.
He is a level 15 wizard. That's straight up. I didn't roll up the full character sheet, but I've restricted his spell list in this case, just in case. So he's got 5 chain lightnings, and then after that, switch to lightning bolts, which are 10d6 plus 10d6, reflex 19 for half, for single targets, or twin casts of shock and grasp, which is 5d6. Touch to hit is plus 11. So, that rogue keeps dodging? Well, touch with 2 shocking grasps. Or touch him and a friend with 1 shocking grasp each. As long as they're within, I think, 10 feet of each other, he can target 2. Those are low enough level spells. They're level 3 and 2, I believe, respectively, that you can just kind of throw them out ad nauseum.
Yeah, the combat will end before he really runs out of spells.
Yeah.
And I double-checked, and the 3-5 book, Chain Lightning is a 6th level spell.
Oh,
That's
I thought
fine
it was
now.
5th in Pathfinder.
It might be 5th in Pathfinder. I don't know that.
It might be 6th. Who knows?
In 5th edition, it could be a 2.5 level spell. I don't know.
5th edition, they don't have chain lightning anymore. They just have lightning, and then you get the chain modifier.
Okay.
No, that's not actually true. I'm just projecting onto my expectations of 5th edition.
I totally believed you because of how Magic Missile seems to work now.
It makes sense. I can see why you would do it like that.
Yeah. I'm using more of my spell slots that. Yeah. Okay.
So his other reactions are if a player attempts to cast a non-damaging, non-healing spell. So anything utilitarian.
Fairy Fire.
Haste, Fairy Fire, the aforementioned Blink, or Arcane Armor, Dispel Magic. He can go, absolutely not! He attempts a counterspell using Dispel Magic as a level 15 wizard. That's literally it.
Alright.
So he just goes, not that. Use this when your characters are doing something particularly annoying. He's a wizard, he should. These rules are almost never used, as far as I've seen. Let's get some work out there, especially when it's from non-purely spellcasting classes like druids and paladins and rangers. That'll really trip them the fuck up, because their caster levels are considered lower. Well, the druids isn't. The paladin and the ranger are considered a lower caster level.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because they get their cast later. Yeah.
Yep. So that's great for stopping nasty things. If you really think there's a problematic heal or damage spell happening, you can use this on those, just you wouldn't the first time. Like, it's damage, who gives a shit? He's not the one taking the damage. Oh, you're healing? That's fine. I've got how many prisoners? Good. His other reaction is the first time a player damages not the first time. Whenever a player damages the force wall with a melee attack, he'll be like, "Stay back, you mongrels!" And then he floods the adjacent squares to the wall with a gas that functions like Cloud Kill. Ooh. It dissipates at the start of the next round, so it's not like a full Cloud Kill, because Cloud Kill is a pretty high level spell.
Yeah, Cloud Kill's an awesome spell.
But
absolutely lovely.
You just
spell.
get 1 round of it, and every time they keep swinging at the wall, he can pump another round's worth out as a reaction.
So it's just 1 round of Cloud Kill as opposed to the rest
Minutes.
of Cloud Kill.
It's like, assume he has Cloud Kill cast in a bellows.
He's just pumping it out.
He's just pumping out 1 round of it.
He's stepping on it with his foot. Get out of here!
Get the fuck out!
GTFO. 1 minute a level. Oh man.
Yeah, that would be 15 minutes. He's got 15 minutes.
Automatically kill any living creature with 3 or fewer hit dice. 4 to 6 has to stay on a fortitude save. 6 or more hit dice takes 1d4 points of constitution damage on your turn each round while in a cloud. A successful fortitude save halves this damage. Okay, so if I roll 4 and you make your save, because you just cloud killed me, I just got rid of 15 of your hit points.
Yep.
Excellent. Oh, excellent. Love
It's
it. That's so fair.
It's totally fair. Now, there are plenty of non-melee ways to take care of this wall. Disintegrate spell does it.
Oh, yeah.
Just massive damage as long as you can get through the DR with ranged magical weapons do it.
Yep.
Any kind of just safe remote damage or spring attack. I mean, the wall's not hard to hit. You can just dart in, spring attack, and dart out.
You could bounce off that like a tennis ball.
If characters are really having problems, you can allow them to attempt a spring attack while holding their breath to not get cloud killed.
Yeah.
That's fine. The idea is that you just don't want them... There has to be something to keep them from just trudging up and doing 300 damage to the wall in a slow, boring, grueling combat. So this forces them to get creative. The wall is the least of the parts of this gauntlet. Most of the parts of this gauntlet are, of course, Grody, Doverton, Iluin, Vittlesplit, Corson, and Savarthus. So I'm gonna hit this table real quick. Okay, so Grody is a broken soul Lilland. It was once a beautiful celestial with the torso of a winged woman and a snake-like body below. It's now a mess of blood and scars.
Excellent.
So, oh, that angel is Grody? That angel is Grody.
They'll never figure it out. Which one's Grody? Can't be the angel.
The important thing about this is it's immune to electricity. With chain lightnings going on down the hall, that is a great thing to have.
Oh, excellent. I really wish Flesh Golem was a higher enough CR here.
Yeah. Wait for it. I think I...
Wait for it. Wait for it.
No, I did not. I considered putting a Flesh Golem in, but I went with the Broken Soul Lilland instead, because Flesh Golem is also a CR9, I believe, or a CR8.
Something like that. It's way too low.
Yeah. So Grody's easy. But Grody does some cool things other than just fly. Grody has a spell list. We're talking Despairs and Remorse and Shrieks and Rage. And Bardic Performance.
Bardic Performance.
Has the ability of the 7th
Hello,
level
my
Bard.
honey. Hello, my baby.
Which means Counter Song, Fascinate, Inspire Courage, Confidence, and Suggestion. So, Grody's not a problem alone. Grody, like the suck-up, is definitely a problem once you've got a group.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the CR9 probably doesn't present much of a challenge to the 15th level adventurers coming down the room, but I'm sure it'll be a problem if they skip, if they dismiss him out of hand, yeah.
Yep. So, that's the trick there is, if they're running ahead, perfect. Because Grody's just going to give everyone a buff, and then you're going to be like, what? So Doverton is a Gug Savant.
Gug?
Gug.
Gug.
This towering menace has a horrible, vertically aligned mouth and arms that split at the elbows to twin-clawed hands. The blessings of its evil god have made this specimen more twisted than its lesser brethren. They're big beaters, Gugs. Think like almost Goro.
Okay,
Except
Goro.
At the elbows instead of at the armpits, where everything splits.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But
Organization, 1 camp. 1 + 3 to 10 Gugs. Look at them Gugs.
that's a lot of Gugs. Gugs are pretty cool. They're good standard beaters. The Gug Savant is just more a beater. Then you get to Iluin, which is a black Ginny.
Yep.
These are kind of cool.
I'm not making social commentary. You're making social commentary.
I'm not... Well, I mean...
I am.
You're not going to see a fire Afridi in here, that's for sure. Just saying.
Wow. Alright. No, this guy's immune to fire.
Yeah. So, you've got Dust Vortex and Obscuring Cloud. Nice, another Shocking Touch. And also Stormwalk, which I don't think is going to do much here, but still kind of cool.
A lot of the things aren't going to do things here. I was looking while we were picking for these things. I was looking for some of their abilities. For example, this guy has claws, which is fine. You know, the warden didn't lock him in here with his weapons. But later on, if they do have weapons, be sure to animate that for your players. Like let's say he's in one of those hanging cages, and the bottom drops out of it, and he Terminators out of the fucking thing, and his sword slams into the ground next to him.
Superhero landing.
Superhero landing, except he's not.
Hell on the knees. So a lot of the Black Johnny is feats. Like, you've got combat reflexes, you got mobility, spring attack, weapon focus. So you've got another standard beater with some nice additional things like that dust vortex and the obscuring cloud. Vittle split.
All right. So Vittle split here. Oberon had helpfully left a challenge rating suggestion here. So I went down the list and I found one that looked pretty good. This is specifically actually what I was talking about, because his weapon is a masterwork, and I'm really gonna try this. Great Terbuch. Great Terbuch. I'm not really sure what that says. Terbutje.
Uche? No.
Answer on a postcard, please. Put it in the comments. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Yes. Vocalize that in the comments below, please.
But this is a 4-foot-long version. The link unhelpfully says version of the Terbuch.
Ah, yes. I can remember the Terbuch of my youth. This clears it up for me, because I would not have even thought.
A little more research reveals this to be a very primitive, heavy-bladed weapon. So this Shadow Giant must have made this out of the bones of his enemies.
Ah.
This really should be in the evidence locker, but for some reason it's bound to the side of his cage. Maybe as a weapon, it's bound to him and can't really go anywhere.
Yeah, you want to tell him no?
You want to tell him no? Look at him.
Look at him!
But hey, it's a giant. Giants are badasses. It's got 4 attacks. All 4 of them should hit your players on average. They do a lot of damage, 2d8 plus 12. That's like 20 a hit. And it's got energy drain, which is always fun. That's really why you gotta hit these high-level characters. Hit them in their levels. Hit them in their dice.
So when I think of a Terbuch, now that you're describing it, I think of this. It's Hercules from Fate. That is just a massive, club sword.
That's probably what the description was saying. A big club sword, yes. A big slammer with a sharp edge on it.
Future me, put that on the screen. Don't get us demonetized.
Yeah.
Wait.
Gotta be careful with that guy.
Yeah. His fault we're not monetized in the first place. So Vittle's split is just gonna split your Vittles.
Yep.
Damn.
And he might be kind of dumb, considering the warden warned him, I don't need to remind you what happens if you fail. Maybe he's just, not a very high thinker, and he's more of a swingy, hitty, smashy guy.
Yeah, he doesn't want to play baseball with him into the force wall, but baseball back towards the start.
Yep. He's got an int of 10, but a strength of 34.
Just saying. He's not dumb, but he's not overly clever. So then for Korshin, we have a nice CR14 Meslin.
Oh, it's an ooze.
Yeah, this is...
So this thing is going to be super easy to hit, right? You just don't even roll?
Nope.
What?
This is an ooze with an AC of 30.
What? No, that's got to be backwards. It's got to be 03, right?
Nope, it is a 30. I love these things. They are like a blob, a slime type that actually just becomes a slimy version of other people, like a doppelganger, but...
Oh, it's Odo.
Yeah, but they're all oozy.
Yeah!
So they've got regeneration, a bucket of hit points because it's an ooze.
5 acid, so you got to use acid to stop its regeneration. Is that what that means?
Yep, that's what that means.
Ooh, I like it.
Got all your regular ooze immunities, so you're not critting it. You're not
It also does chain lightning, I see.
Yes, it does. It stores spells. Assume it's got a chain lightning in there. If it doesn't have a chain lightning in there and one would hit it, store a chain lightning.
Special qualities, no breath.
Yep. It's just a really cool thing. And it can assume the appearance of any medium or small creature.
So your cleric drops next to your cleric. You have to shoot us both.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, it's everything I want a changeling to be without actually having to be a changeling. Reminds me of some of the monsters from Seiken Densetsu 3. There's these little dudes that become like a blue palette swap version of one of your characters. They're a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you know they're the evil ones because they're wearing black gloves.
It also can extend its limbs to strike at a distance of up to 15 feet away, and as it's hawking like
Oh, it's
thrown,
got pseudopod reach.
yep, as it's hawking thrown weapons at you, right? After they hit, they just kind of turn into ooze.
Morphic weapons. I love that.
Like it's just great. The stats are what you'd expect from a level 15 monster, but the flavor is just perfect.
So wait. It hits you with an axe that it made out of itself, and then while the axe is in you, it turns into slime. So there's just slime in your wounds.
Yes, and that fucking stings.
Ugh. I don't like this at all. Ugh.
Right? It's so cool, and it knows any languages you would know, and when it is you, it knows your languages.
It's got
and shit.
200 hit points.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't wait to throw one of these things at you guys.
Yeah.
I'm totally doing that.
That's why Korshin is towards the end of the hall.
Odo here is gonna kick your ass.
It's just an ooze. Oh shit! It's a fucking ooze.
Oh man, this is an ooze. Yeah, I like him already. This is great.
And then
Yeah. So the last guy at the end of the hall, Savarthas. He's like, I think he's the guy that's almost too big to be in here, but not big enough to put in solitary. I found something called the Stabbing Beast.
I love it already. Where can I get one?
Oh man, it sounds like okay. So you can get one on in one of the Dwayne the Rock Johnson's movies.
Oh.
This cottage-sized scorpion man moves with an eerie grace and intelligent, murderous intent. It says it's medium, so it's not cottage-sized, but it's a scorpion guy. Just don't remember the CGI from that movie, and you're fine. I mean, I'm already doing it.
I can't stop.
But look how many attacks this guy has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks. With
Nice.
keen short swords, and he's got a sting, and you can bleed and poison people. You're gonna drown your players in bookkeeping with this one.
Yep, definitely.
Take a d6 4. Take a d6 plus 4. Take a d6 plus 4. Plus bleed. Plus poison. Make a fortitude save.
It should be noted here that bleed does not stack. The highest amount of bleed replaces. So don't get into the trap of adding your bleeds together to give your characters like 20 bleed damage. That's cray. They'd be dead in 4 rounds.
So what you're saying is make a mechanic where I can stack bleed so I can kill my dudes in 4 rounds. Speaking of mechanics down at the bottom here, sudden strike, it says during a surprise round.
Yep.
The herald, this is type of thing. The herald may act as if it had a full round to act rather than just one standard action. Because he's being let loose from a random cage, I say give him that.
Yeah, just drop him from a cage on the ceiling, have him land on someone and do
Yep.
it.
Target whoever's the most vulnerable and just drop him right on his head.
Shunk.
Cuisinart that spellcaster.
Oh, he gains temporary hit points if he kills a thing.
I didn't actually even read that part.
That's great. If he kills something, he regains 2d6 temporary hit points or 3d8 if the attack kills the target. Wait, what? Oh, if he reduces to 0, it's 2d6.
Yeah.
If he kills, it's 3d8.
I guess if the bleed happens and it dies, he doesn't get 3d8, but he does. Yeah, he doesn't get the 3d8 because the attack didn't kill him. It was bleed.
Ah,
Or the poison.
poison. Oh, and it's 1d6 strength. Good. I'm glad we're not targeting con at the same time as each other, because that would hurt.
Woo! Oh,
Everything does con damage. What?
Note to self: all the poisons hit the same
Stat.
stat.
I love it. So once all the inmates are dead and the force wall is broken, it explodes, blowing the doors behind it off the hinges. In the room is a vat hooked up to some arcane circuitry. And inside that vat is a gnome, long dead and preserved. This was Warden Ratchet. Break the circuitry to destroy the last gasps of his consciousness corrupted by the occupant. He literally ghost in the shelled himself and was the environment.
Careful, you might trigger another Marvel movie rant.
Oh no.
Actually, no, that was the only part in that movie that was really genuinely cool, so.
I mean, yeah, of the Captain America movies, it is my highest grade.
Yeah.
So it's only in the bottom third instead of in the bottom eighth.
Get there?
Good job, Cap. Almost made it to... No, you didn't. You didn't make it.
Oh, a mutual friend of ours went to Japan this week. He's still there.
I saw pictures of foxes. It was great.
Yeah, and he said he was wearing the Captain America shield T-shirt while he was there, and he had 3 people point at him and say the only things he could recognize, of course, Captain America. So he's like, it's worth it.
Totally worth.
All worth it.
And that brings the end to a grueling chain of encounters. It is totally reasonable that your players might have done this in a non-stop just roll from person to person to person. They should be out of almost everything.
Yeah. We've done elevator fights before. It's entirely possible that this is a free-falling elevator fight, depending on the speed of your players.
Yeah.
Or the recklessness of your players.
So, there should be some horror when the door blows open, because, of course, I'm sure they were planning on waiting and resting.
Yep.
And then a sigh of relief when they realize he's just a vegetable.
Yep. Oh, okay, good. We're in a camp here in these creepy cells. There are other inmates. Disturb their sleep.
Yeah.
They could, throw shit at them from the bars, but they're perfectly safe in their jail cells.
And the doors are blown open. So they can't... they're going to have to barricade or something.
Yep.
To feel a sense of safeness.
Right.
And even then, maybe a little bit of that consciousness is still kicking around in the magic mouth.
Yep. Yeah, every once in a while, the speaker fritzes to life. I told you to get out of there. I'm gonna free the rest of them. Just you wait.
I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
Swallow your soul. Yeah. So, you know what else is in prisons, Oberon?
What's in prisons?
And I'm probably totally wrong on this, but evidence lockers.
Well, they're in precincts at least.
Yeah, they're in prison. They're in precincts. They're in local police units. And I think on Carceri, they're like, I don't know where to store this evil relic. I guess just keep it here with the same dude.
Yeah, I mean it's the place where all the prisoners' personal property goes.
Yeah.
So it might not be evidence, but it's shit.
It's shit. Yeah, it's that counter at the beginning of Blues Brothers where Jake has to sign for his condoms.
That.
But this is a locked door behind behind Warden Ratchet. It's nothing. DC 25 to get in there.
Yeah, no one's gonna get through.
Yeah, no one's gonna get through Warden Ratchet.
That's just never gonna happen.
Never gonna
It's
happen.
crazy. I mean, the occupant did, but
I
mean,
the occupant also just kind of didn't deal with some of this shit. It's weird. He has some eldritch knowledge going on here.
Either that, or he's the one that either that or he fucked with the dimensional anchor before he teleported, and then turned it back on.
Well, he knows that from the dimensional anchor at the beginning of this place, he has to get a certain distance away.
Yeah.
And before coming here, he knew the layout. He measured. He knows there's one point in particular that's far enough away in this same building. Problem is, it's several jail cells, a warden, 2 locked doors away.
That's a pain in the ass.
But it's down there. So once they get past the inmates, once they get past the warden, once they get past this first locked door, they are in the evidence locker. And I know I said first locked door here. Don't spill that to your players just yet. Next door is the next door is a surprise.
Yeah.
So in here we have a horde that guards itself. We have treasure made into golems.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, a treasure golem is a CR6, so we found a different kind of golem. We found obsidian golems. They have shards of glass sticking out, and they're very sharp, and, interacting with them deals damage, and when they die, they explode into shards of glass.
Ow, 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 ow!
It's like a fireball of glass.
Ah, yeah, flechette rain or whatever.
Yeah. And there's 3 of these. That should be a challenge for us. Yes, that should be challenged for a party of level 15.
Yeah.
And instead, these are not made of glass. Rather, they're made of all the weapons and evil items confiscated by from the perps in the cells.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And instead of treasure none, treasure is tripled because this is all their stuff.
Yeah, because treasure is none for that entire gauntlet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except for the one big-ass beat stick.
Yeah, unless you want the club sword. But, yeah, but just so you know that the crossbow you picked up might have been used to murder several people.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want that.
Might have a reputation.
Yep.
Might have a bit of ego.
Yep.
These are all great options.
Definitely has a bloodstain.
Offer fantabulous prizes to whatever your party wants. Maybe roll some dice, make them interesting, and just know that you can tack any of those special little defects on with no hesitation.
Oh yeah. Remember, everything, absolutely everything in your game is an opportunity for the hook. Your players cannot dodge the hook.
I can dodge a hook.
So you might be saying to yourself, well, that's nice that all their breastplates and punching daggers are here. Where's their gold? Because Jake Blues didn't pick up just his suit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much money?
I am so ashamed I can't remember how much money Jake Blues had in his fucking wallet. Oh my god.
It's like 23 cents. That's the only thing I can remember, and that's probably wrong.
That's one of those funny numbers. So yeah, it was like $17.23, something like that. But anyway, these guys got a lot more, and since Ratchet was a busy gnome, and he made all the weapons into a golem, well, he's just gonna do the same for all of the wealth that these guys had. This is a single golem. Should be more than enough of a problem for your party today, or tonight, or this weekend. It is a CR-15. It's got a 30 AC, big fat AC, big fat pool of hit points too, 156.
Juicy.
Damage reduction adamantine.
Huh.
Yeah.
It has the same AC and less hit points than the slime.
Yeah,
but the damage reduction is what does it.
Yeah, but this has damage reduction, so this might be, this will probably be about the same as the slime. It also does damage when it dies. It's immune to certain magics. When it hits with a slam attack, the light reflecting off it might make you go insane.
What?
That's an act. Yeah. As a swift action, when it hits a foe with a slam attack, a gold golem unleashes a ray of prismatic energy. You roll a d6, and 6 is indigo. Insanity. Per the spell, DC 21 will save.
Nice.
Yeah. This guy is nutty, and Warden Ratchet on his days off was busy gluing coins together to get this guy. It says at the bottom, treasure none, but it does say it's a 4,500 pounds of gold.
So what I'm hearing is there's 4,000 pounds of gold left.
Yep. I mean, yeah. Take it. It's gold.
Yeah, it's in a lump instead of coins, but that makes it easier to carry, arguably.
And that Baba is got a drill over one shoulder and a giant lump over the other. He's like, wait, I'll be right there, guys.
Hack mule is muley.
Yeah.
Once you get past that, there's probably, I mean, the evidence locker isn't too terribly huge. I wouldn't.
No, it just
Not
needs
for
to be
this
room
wing.
for stuff. And then he solved the space problem by making them people-shaped, and that seemed to work out.
Perfect.
If you want ads, we've included that at the bottom of the document, and it's just large animated objects. I didn't like their slam hit, so just add an additional 5 to hit so they can hit your players.
Yeah.
It can be anything you want. It's a suit of armor. It's a bastard sword.
It's just a large crate.
Yeah.
Falls on their head. Should have been wearing a helmet.
Yep.
OSHA guidelines. That crate is stacked wrong.
Oh, you get hit with a little sign that says employees must wash hands.
X days since
That's
since an accident. You're hit with everything in front of the 0.
It's now, yeah. Now it says 0. Oh well.
In the same vein as these additional encounters, I think we should have something special for your players as they walk up to the far back wall of the evidence locker.
Oh right, yeah, because the portal is not in evidence.
No, of course it's not. So what they see instead is an obviously animated door.
Yep.
Now, I don't mean just like it's moving. I mean it's like cell shaded and gray against a wall that is actually granite. And it's making eyeballs at them as they approach, like, what are you gonna do?
This kind of scans to me as Ratchet Warden's sketch pad. Like he just keeps working on this door in passing every day. He's like, I'm gonna cast more illusion on it.
Yeah, it's got all the foul bits of his nature in it. He really like just put some personality in this sumbitch.
Yep. He pre-programmed all these voice lines too.
So, I think we should treat it like the other locks. I don't think he's got anything better than just a good lock with a DC 40. With Arcane Lock cast on it to make a DC 40 check. That's about as much as you're going to get. So that's your disable device check.
Fair for a prison, really.
Yeah.
Your rogue is obviously going to pick this. So DC 40, probably going to fail a lot. Every time he fails, door gets a free hit on the player.
And a sassy comeback. The door should have opinions about anything your players try. Treat him like the Benny, the cabbie from fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Now you wore those pauldrons with that armor? Oh.
Are you fucking serious here?
Been picked by better and bigger.
Oh, I see you with the potion in the back. Don't you be trying any of that shit.
Yeah, hey, you should really leave. I'm a door here for a reason. You should get out of here. That would be the best. You should get out of here. Just get out of here.
Get back! You don't want a piece of this.
I'll slam on your fingers.
You're gonna have a bad time, mate.
So, when your players are convinced that there's more treasure behind this door, because there's more treasure.
There's always more treasure.
Yeah, this is just stuff they confiscated from the guard, from the inmates, like these swords and that gold. So this has got to be a cannon golem.
Ah!
Guten Tag.
I told you didn't want to pick me, you assholes.
Oh yeah, the door definitely gets to say "I told you so," assuming they didn't just blast it off its hinges.
In which case, it's I told you didn't want to do that.
So yeah, cannon golem. I read the name of this, and I instantly I'm like, this is it, cannon golem. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's a big Final Fantasy X-esque large mechanical object with giant cannons and a hopper full of cannonballs.
Woo!
Yep.
It's juicy!
Yeah. 31 armor class, 140 hit points, damage reduction 15 adamantine.
Whew. Yeah, a lot of spicy armor reduction or damage reduction here.
Yeah, a lot of spicy stuff. And I want to take in, really, I'm taking away the rogue sneak attack, I'm taking away flat-footed, I'm taking away flanking. When the rules get too much for you, just take away some of the rules.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some feats that let you do some of that on targets that should be immune.
If they've went that far to take that feat, go right ahead.
They're far further down trees than are necessary.
Besides, that's not even the spicy part. The spicy part's the ranged.
Spicy part's the ranged. Oh, that is 100 feet range and deals 66 of bludgeoning damage. Bludgeoning and piercing damage on a hit with a 4 times crit.
Yep. You get to fireball. He gets 2 fireballs. Plus 26 and plus 21 to hit. You roll 6d6 of damage and add 7. You get fireball, fireball.
But they're single targets. It's not even a fireball. It's just fuck you.
Fuck you in particular.
And he gets 20 shots of that before he has to reload.
And his crit's a ×4.
He's just like a fucking batting machine.
Yeah.
But it's cannonballs, and your face is the bat. He even gets a free shot if he crits you with a slam.
Yeah. This guy's nuts. And he's got immunity to some magic. And he's got... what else has he got? He's got improved critical to make that A 19 to 20 times 4.
19 to 20 times. Ooh! Alright, so that's going to be a lot of heavy damage coming at people.
I hope so.
Like, he's just... It's kind of bursty. Like, you're talking, what, like a 27 to a 84 or something ridiculous as far as the damage range for the cannon?
Yep. But there's only one of them. There's no ads. It's one big guy.
Yeah, unless they hold ads.
Don't, yeah, oh, well, there's, yeah. I'm going to open the door while those other golems are up. Please don't.
Please don't. No, we snuck past the golems. They won't hear us. Boom! Oh.
Yeah, this isn't a very large room. It kind of has shelves, but not a lot of rows of shelves, and the golems are just kind of walking around in here.
It should definitely have one very distinct, very empty hook next to the door.
Oh, yeah, there's even like a little shadow or like the key ring rubbed against the wall. It seems to be outlined there because it covered the wall from grime over the years. It's never been picked up, but now it's gone.
Now it's fucking gone. And once they beat this cannon golem, they can see, far behind it, a door just blazing open. Into what? Cobblestone Street? How is that here?
Regular, normal-looking sunlight? Curious. Where did the occupants seem to go now?
I think we know the answer to that.
But I think we're gonna have to tell you next week.
The wind howled at the washboard, sleeping underneath the moon. Our plan was hatched in a briar patch where lovers shook hands soon. Their lips stained with violet, their tongues tied into knots. To the loamy beds, their secrets, baby, we found